Hi guys, my name is Ten. I'm not quite sure if you still remember me because my last video on YouTube channel was posted like 5 or 6 years ago. So for those subscribers who still follow me, you know that I was a polyglot. I was learning foreign languages and probably the most popular video you might find on my YouTube channel is where I'm speaking 20 different foreign languages. So that was my hobby. That was a field where I actually succeeded. So the biggest mistake I've done in my life is that I gave up with my language learning experience for like 5 or 6 years. And right now I just gotta make a rebirth of this hobby, let's say, and I just want to learn foreign languages once again because I forgot almost all of the languages I used on that video. So just few of them remain because there are some languages which I use on my daily basis. So in this video I just want to tell you about the techniques which I used when I was learning foreign languages. There are a few tips which I can give you and advice if you want to learn the foreign languages fast. So just let's go. The first technique is never use the books. Just in advance I'll tell you that everything I'm telling in this video is just based on my experience, is based on myself, and definitely some of the tips will not be so useful for you as they were for me, because every person is individual. So just you might try to use my tips, but none of them could be effective in your case. So as I told you, the first one is please never use the books, because most of the books are based in such a way that they're giving you a lot of information. Some of the information, some of the words you must learn while reading books about the foreign language are not as such useful as they might be. So for example, finishing learning let's say a book about the Spanish and coming to the end of this book, so reaching, let's say, A2 level in Spanish, sometimes when you reach this level you still can't make even a simple sentence because you've learned a lot of words while you were studying according to this book, but you still cannot make the simple sentences which might help you on your daily basis to communicate with Spanish people. That's an example if you are using the book with the Spanish course. So the second technique is when you are starting to learn a foreign language. The first thing I did, and the first thing I advise you to do, is to get the information about the basic grammar of the language. So about the structure, about how the sentence is created. I'm just telling right now you about the tenses of the language, so the present, past, and future tenses, and the verb to be, because you know on our daily basis when we speak with other people, we mostly use such a simple grammar. We say the words about something in the past, about something in the future, and about something in the present, and we create some simple sentences with the verb to be. Because when you get the information about this grammar, when you get the information how to create a simple sentence like I love you, or I don't know, or I want to study German, let's say, I want to study English. If you know how to create this language, sorry, not the language, but if you know how to create the sentence German, for example, I want to study German, so you already know the structure of the language, how it looks like, what is the skeleton of the language. If you know how to say I wanted to learn German, or I will learn German, so you know how to say the sentence in the past and in the future. So that's the second thing that's also very nice. So that's, once again, you know the structure of the language. So later on, when you start speaking with foreigners, you just improve your vocabulary, but you still use the structure which you have learned before. So that's what I'm talking about. If I know how to say and create the simple sentences, so I already know a lot, pretty a lot. So if I want to say something in German, so later on I just need to improve my vocabulary and learn new words. The third tip is to speak the language. So definitely, if you have just started to learn a foreign language, you don't know pretty a lot. You don't know a lot of words, you don't know a lot of grammar structures, and so on. And you are probably very, very, very scared to start speaking with foreigners. But there is one tip: if you don't want to be scared to talk with foreigners, or if you still want to improve your speaking skills, just do what I do right now. Just put your camera, or like front camera of your laptop or computer, and just start to create the simple sentences in this language just in front of you. So no one will be listening to this. No foreigners, no native speakers will be listening to your speech, but at least you already try to speak the language. So let's imagine after a few weeks you have decided to do something like this. And you have created a discussion with yourself, and right now you want to say a sentence, but you don't know 2 words in this sentence. So what do? Just go on to Google, translate this word, say this word, put it down in your notebook, and just go on, say your sentence. And you know why this is very useful in your case? Because when you make such a video, when you create such a discussion even with yourself, you already meet the words that might be very popular, but the words you still don't know. So you search them in Google or translate them in Google Translator or any other translator and put them down in your copybook. And in this way, you just face the words which are very common, but you still don't know them. So after doing something like this, you can already create your vocabulary, your common vocabulary, the vocabulary of the words you use on a daily basis. Because you can agree with me, when you start learning a language from any other books, you might meet some words which are not very useful at this time. So for example, one time I opened the book of German, and on the 5th page, I think, you still can't say how are you, but you're supposed to learn how to say a Zor in German, or how to say I don't know, a butterfly in German. So I don't know what about you, but I just really think that this word is not the most important one in this at this time. Because you still can't say even how are you in German, but you already are supposed to learn how to say butterfly in German. So I don't really agree with this type of education. So that's why when you create such videos talking in front of the camera, you try to create a discussion, and first things you want to say in this language, the first words, the first sentences you want to create in this language, which come to your mind, normally those sentences are very simple. Those sentences consist of basic simple words. So that actually are the words which you must know right now, because they are most common. You are not supposed to learn how to say butterfly in German if you still don't know how to say I want to speak, I want to go, I want to eat, I want to drink, I like, I can, and all those important words which you might use several times during the day. And you definitely use pretty often the word butterfly, even if in your native language. And the fourth tip is to start speaking with foreigners. Yeah, I know you're probably very, very scared to start speaking with foreigners, because they're very, very scary people, and you're probably gonna be very shy starting talking with them. That's not completely true, because there are a lot of people who want to learn foreign languages. And for example, if you're Russian, let's say, and you want to learn German, you can just search the website, the language exchange websites. You know, when I was learning foreign languages, there was only one website which I used. I'll write down the link to this website. There was only one website for the language exchange. There was a table of the people where it was written that this guy is from Russia, so his native language is Russian, and he's learning German. And in the same table there was a list of people for whom the German is a native language, and those people who are learning English or Russian. So those people might create a language exchange with themselves. So the guy is writing to another guy, asking for his Skype, and if he doesn't mind to talk to him on Skype and practice language, they just give the Skype to each other and just start talking. The guy who is from Germany is helping the guy who is from Russia to learn German, and at the same time, vice versa, the guy who is from Russia is helping with Russian to the guy who is from Germany. So that's really useful. You're not supposed to pay for it, because it's a mutual benefit for both people. So that's what I suppose is one of the most important things in foreign language, is just to talk with foreigners. And actually, when I was creating the video where I'm talking 20 different languages, there were some languages which I knew very bad. I mean, I knew them less good than other languages. And you know why? because I couldn't find the people to speak this language with. You know, there were a lot of native speakers sitting on the website and searching for the language exchange. Like, for example, I was learning Swahili from the language from 3 countries of Africa, and you know, that was really a big problem for me to find the native speakers who are willing to practice Swahili with me. For example, the native people who are willing to learn English, let's say. That was a problem actually. So once again, don't be shy. Right now, here is the 21st century. There is a list of the websites for the language exchange which are completely free. You're not supposed to pay for it. So you just need to search for them. Of course, I'll bring the list of those websites right down to the description of the video. But in your case, once again, don't be shy, don't be scared. And if you really want to start learning a foreign language, just once again, don't use books. Start to talk with even in front of the camera with yourself. The third thing is try to talk with foreigners and learn the basic grammar. Don't learn a lot of grammatical structures. This might not be very useful for you right now. So after, you know, and you're really gonna start speaking the foreign language very fast if you train this language, if you practice a lot, if you practice even with yourself. You are not supposed, once again, to talk with foreigners. Just try to make a video talking this language, and later on, call anyone. Please ask the guy to check your video, for example, make a video for himself and ask the guy to check it. And later on, just try to speak with him. Yeah, it will sound very bad, it will sound definitely very bad. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, so you know, that's gonna sound really, really bad, but at least that would be a really nice experience for you. So just try on and don't lose a chance to speak the language you are learning.